makan. Let's put our hands together for UCPC. Thank you very much. Thank God that we're talking about Unical today, and we see how entertainment has brought us this far. Another round of applause. This dance is quite energetic. I don't think if you have muscle, you can dance. Another round of applause for them. We are 50. The committee to plan this event and to also implement it. And at the apex of the team is the chairman, a young man whom we know very well, young in quotes, very energetic, ebullient, purposeful, and determined. It's my honor to invite the chairman of Unical at 50 Planning Committee, Professor Eyong Ubayo, to deliver his introductory remarks. Prof, if they don't clap well, slow down your steps. Just slow down, sir. Just before you speak, sir, the Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, when you were all going on, a woman walked in who has been Vice-Chancellor of Vice-Chancellors. I mean, the former Vice-Chancellor of the Cross River University and Lafayette as well, Professor Ekapreid. You're welcome, man. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, MC. My Pro-Chancellor, DIG Epodum OON, about my own. Did I hear a clap to my Chancellor? Our own, first in many ways, delectable, energetic, workaholic, and ebullient first female Vice Chancellor, University of Calabar.
What's up? I always surprised.
Professor Florence Bankuobi. My three DVCs, DVC admin, Professor Nonta, DVC academic, Professor Tony, and my brother DVC research linkages and collaborations, Professor Peter Okafor. I greet you all specially. My very own tear rubber registrar, another great Calabrese. I think you need to stand up because many people will just pass you by. They don't know you. Please stand up and greet this audience. Dr. Mrs. Chukwuka Icha is our brand new registrar. My Crown Prince and Chancellor of Exchequer, the Bursar of our university, Dr. Joseph Odum, I greet you. I think the university librarian is somewhere in the audience. My very distinguished members of the Governing Council who are all well seated here, I greet you specially. Please don't sack me. My own mother and mentor, they introduced her as a double-edged vice chancellor. It's not easy for a Nigerian to be a vice chancellor in one university, and after her tenure, she's appointed vice chancellor in another university. Please give it up for Professor immediate past president of the Nigerian Academy of Science, another very first Sometimes people wonder how she does it. In her own right, we have adopted her long ago as a distinctive Malabrese. Please give it up for her. My deans, heads of departments, my colleagues in the University of Calabar, all the professors, our students. A round of applause for that. Well, in case you didn't know, all the panelists we have here are very great Malabites and Malabres in their own right. Can we have a round of applause for them? And I want to say welcome. 50 years is no mean feat. University of Calabar is 50, and that's why we are here. And I don't know, all of you sang the anthem, but if you listen to the anthem of the University of Calabar, which by the way is the best for any Nigerian university, it's a prayer. And if you didn't realize it, that prayer has already been answered, it's still being answered, and it will always be answered. We started by saying we are coming from every part of the world to gain knowledge here. And the prayer commenced and said, with that knowledge gained, serve us as we go on. It's a very unique prayer, and that prayer has been answered, exemplified in the quality of persons which this university has produced. In case you didn't know, let me start from the moderator. The moderator seated here is a proud Malabres, the first chairman or president of NUJ, Cross River State. Comrade Achibong is very well seated. Very close to him is somebody whom you see him every now and then on your screens. He works both behind the scene and on scene. Many years ago, when he was younger, we played football right in the Republic of Malabo, in the black and white stadium. I used to quack him sometimes. He will fall and get up, have monkey nyash, and after that, we'll still go to somewhere, drink some mineral and biscuits. And we'll still move on. Pasi Epo Pasi Jr. Unique entertainer. The MC talked about his height. He ate a lot of beans. And that's why he's grown very tall. Very close to him is my own friend. In those days of Aluta, he was an Aluta warlord, a legal luminary doing this university proud, and indeed, our president of the National Alumni Association, Barrister Paul Ishimamo. Ishimamo, you're welcome. Close to Ishimamo is our lead speaker for today. Our lead speaker is a great Malabite. I have known this one for as long as I have known him, over 30 years. Immediate past Vice Chancellor of Covenant University, Professor Abiodun Adebayo. Prof, you're welcome. Very close to Prof is my own girlfriend. My wife approved it, so I can go to the bank with it. A fantastic Malabres flying our flag right in the University of Lagos. she had one time this, one time that. I don't want to talk about her contribution to education in Edo State. Somebody struggled to pronounce her name as Sarere. When you have to pronounce her name, you have to eat some okra soup so that you put it well. Present to you delectable, Professor Ngozi Osarere, distinguished Malaguez. Again, very close to Professor Ngozi is our own. Our own. When I say our own, this one, now we get that. Chairman, Board of Trustees, Top Faith University, Chairman, Top Faith Schools, a valedictorian in his time, his economic graduate of our university, Dr. Emmanuel T. Abraham. Very close to that discussant is Vice Chancellor, University of Calabar. Right in Lagos, sent there by the University of Calabar because we like intermarriage. We send people out to go study other climes, get what they do there, come here and improve what we offer. Our ninth Vice Chancellor, we call him Master because he's a master. Professor James Epoke. We have some other presenters that will join us online. The executive strategist for Intel, Dr. Rita Ndidiamuchungwa. She's not here because she has a flight to go back to Europe tomorrow, but she's going to be joining us from Lagos. Another great Malabrese. Very great. To be joining us online on this occasion. We're equally hoping to have Professor Charles, who is the Vice Chancellor of Medical University in Enugu State. We're hoping he is able to join us online. You see the caliber of people I've talked about. This is a tip of the iceberg. In their own right, representing us in diverse ways in the nation and in the world. It's a hand of applause for our discussants. Today, we intend to attempt to look at what our university has contributed to the development of our nation and by extension, Nigeria. If we don't say it, who would say it? I think we've already exemplified it. Somehow we have two ambassadors of Unical at 50 seated with us who are answering the ambassadorial component of this event. Yes, my DIG and chairman of governing council, very unique ambassador of the University of Calabar at 50, selected by God for a time like this. Please celebrate my pro-chancellor once again. Second, you know, ever in the history of our university, have we been 50 years old? We are a lie. If your old is not fine, if you do not know how to sleep a few hours and work more than the time you sleep, don't come near this one. Ambassador of Unical at 50, Vice Chancellor per excellence, Professor Florence Bankobi, Unical Ambassador at 50. God's plan that she is celebrating this anniversary at this time. I'm very glad that we are all gathered here to add spice to it. These events are just beginning. I don't want to preempt what is going to happen, but I know you're all already very pregnant. Each and every one of you seated here is a testimony to what the University of Calabar has done. Each of you, both staff and students, exudes that excellence the University of Calabar has been blessed with. We simply at this point are trying to thank God for what he has done to the University of Calabar. And by extension, praying God that the foundation for the next 50 years be well rooted. And that's why, as you look at what we are putting forward with the program, we are going to celebrate, we are going to be proud of ourselves, we will celebrate our alumni who have made us proud, just like we have lined up these ones to begin the celebration with. We will celebrate the other ones come March 2025. I'll say, welcome, sit down, get ready, but as you go back, let everyone know that University of Calabar is 50. And we intend to celebrate 50 years of impactful knowledge to humanity. We have come, we have seen, we are conquering because we are yet to finish the job. Thank you, welcome. Let's enjoy ourselves at this point. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for the chairman. We want to move on. I'm not working alone. I have some of my colleagues at the background in the office. I also have here with me on stage, Dr. Don Clems and Ame. Please, you put your hands together for him. I said that way, he said no. You're happy and you know it was your life. If you innovative administrators, a gift to the University of Calabar. There can be no gift like being the vice chancellor when university is 50. God's ways are not man's ways. And if you look at Unical, at 50, you see the manifestation of the first female vice chancellor. Even if you look at her green, you see beauty at all levels. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome winning, innovative, classy, administrator, and vice chancellor of the University of Calabar, and she delivered that speech at the colloquium of Unical 50.
Thank you. My chairman of council and co-chancellor of the University of Calabar, my council members who are present here, my principal, deans, directors, dear colleagues, pleasure to welcome you all to this momentous occasion as we gather to start the celebration of a major milestone in the history of our beloved institution, the University of Calabar. That is 50 years this year. As we mark this significant occasion, we reflect on the remarkable journey that has been brought to us to where we are today. From a very humble beginning and the works of our founding fathers, the past vice chancellors, to the current status as one of the pioneer institutions in Nigeria. Our university consistently demonstrates a commitment to academic excellence, innovation, infrastructural revolution, and community service. Today's event, which is the colloquium, tagged University of Calabar at 50, their contribution to national development. It's a testament to our institution's dedication to fostering intellectual discourse, collaboration, and knowledge sharing. We have assembled very distinguished Malabites in their own rights, who are panel of experts and who are going to talk to us about the contribution of our great university the past 50 years to national and indeed global development. I am very sure and confident that the discussions and debates today will be enriching and thought-provoking. As we celebrate our past achievements, we also look to the future with optimism and anticipation. Our university remains committed to providing transformative educational experience that prepares our students to thrive in increasingly complex and interconnected world. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our distinguished panelists, especially the lead speaker, and all who have taken time out of their very busy schedule, and even those who will be joining us virtually. Your presence here today is a testament to your commitment and dedication to your alma mater over the years. I want to offer my deepest appreciation to my co-pilots of the affairs of the university in the last 4 years plus. I'm talking about my principal officers. I'm talking about my deans and directors, my heads of departments, heads of units, academic and non-teaching staff, who have all dedicated themselves these past 4 years to the service of humanity and our great institution. Your contributions have been instrumental in shaping our institution into the vibrant community of scholars that it is today. I wish to also encourage you to be fully involved in all the activities thereby reaching out the world. On behalf of management, the principal officers, and indeed the enlarged management, the Senate of the University of Calabar, the staff and students of the university, I welcome each and every one of you to this great event that is starting the celebration of Unical 50. Let me tell my distinguished panelists, and yes, today you are coming here, don't be discouraged. The university is just the of the time. and across the faculties and departments. Most of our academic staff are all involved in supervision and monitoring. And we see the same study. But I tell you that in subsequent events after the examination, we will struggle to contain the crowd. You can see that even the students who spoke in here, they had to go down for the examination. So I want to thank and welcome each and every one of you for coming here. Please, let's sit down, encourage and share these great men and women who have come to share knowledge. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam Vice Chancellor. Please, a round of applause. Round of applause. I do wish your VC was as cute as mine. Don't you wish your VC was as cute as mine? Ladies and gentlemen, the Nigerian society has been policed in the last 65 years. In the last 40 years and above, Nigerians took over the British and rewrote our history. Very few policemen stood up. Very few held their own. Very few to control wherever they were posted to amidst all the temptation. I have the honor and rare privilege to tell you that in this hall, we have Nigeria's #1 cop, a man who will be posted to any area where there are issues, a man who goes there and sorts it out. On his way to the posting, those who are doing juju will line up. Those who want to give bribe will line up. But DIG, Udom, you, Epo Udom, OON, Nigerian Police Medal MPM, Fellow of the World, FWC, never succumbed, delivered, made us proud, and left standing tall. The Nigerian police has prepared so many people, and some have finished their service, but just a few have been brought back to serve this country. Unical at 50 cannot be a coincidence that one of the best cops this country ever had is today the chairman of the governing council of your great university. A round of applause for him. A gift to administration, a man who runs a school, who understands what it takes to run schools. A man that if you see him, you will not know what is properly around him. A man who loves communication. Gentlemen, ladies, let me welcome to the microphone the chairman of the governing council, a gift to administration, a peacemaker, a leader of money. Are you clapping? Let's see. I'm commander of my
Thank you, Mr. MC. I want to start by thanking Senator Bola Tinubu for bringing me here.
to go and link to the great hotel of the it reminds me where I come from, the great UI. If I was sent to a local university, it could be would have resigned. But, sent to this great place, and came immediately for that.
Obviously, members of the council,
You know, the vice chancellor, the registrar, the bossa, they discovered we are not going to, I will go to town and will establish protocol. Because today that they was paying, I think it's a visit wonderful. It is not all the visit that would like to celebrate something like this. But we did 50 years ago, there is one of those things. For her, the environment came to recognize it instead of letting up to celebrate this kind of duty. I say, Peter, thank you to her. Thank you, Madam. The chairman, Unical, they're wonderful. What they're doing so far, schools, Unical, beyond what some people have thought. And I believe at the end of this celebration, that is Unical and 50, Unical is not good to me. The Unical again, the good to change for the better. I thank everybody that is here. This was the busy schedule. Everybody, you are here to take part in this colloquium. This was the hardship. Able to pay your way from other places to come and take part in this ceremony. I thank in particular the great discussion coming here to support their, their school. We may not be able to attend them enough, but you know, God Almighty is going to bless them in Jesus' name. I want us to know that Unical may not be as you are thinking. They make great. I would have been here by the time I went to school. Unical was existent. Unical is a very important influence in the country. I thank the lecturer, other staff, for making it great. And I want to advise any of you, the few ones who would like to put the university a different color, to please change. saying this, there is no organization that has not got bad eggs. Go to the church. There are bad pastors. Am I for it? Go to anywhere. There's a bad eggs. So Unical cannot without having some bad eggs. So make it a place. If I want to do the bad eggs, change it, allow us to continue to enjoy this good day. I want to wish this person great day. Community care can get down all the achievements Unical has been able to make in the past 50 years. So when I want to boost to my business, to have the facts, move with them. So wish you good day. And God to bless all of us. In Jesus' name.
Thank you so much, Chairman Governing Council of Nigerians Leading University, where more than 10 of our professors are leading as researchers in the world. Are we together? A round of applause for the Chairman of the Governing Council, DIG Udom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've been waiting for. This is an academic event with a touch of a socio-political development of this country. I'd like to ask you to look at our discussants. And then when you fix your gaze on the lead discussant, you're gonna see someone with an international standard. The biochemist of NOMI report holds a BSc, MSc, and PhD in biochemistry, plant biochemistry. He is an award-winning researcher that served as the immediate past Vice Chancellor of Covenant University. You know what Covenant University has done to other universities? It is giving us a fight of our life, neck to neck. And it was because of Professor Adebayo that we got those competition. And it came from Marble in 1994. Thank you. I'm not done with you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Professor Adebayo is a recipient of the prestigious Chinese Academy of Sciences. He's also a recipient of the Academy of Sciences of Developing World TWA Fellowship Awards. As I speak to you, he is leading some of the biggest research groups in Africa. He would have been saying to us today, I am busy, but because of the Malabitic spirit. Let me respectfully welcome to this microphone, this presenter of 50 of Unical and a gift to academics, a man who looks like a movie star, a man who's dressed like one of the finest men I've seen on earth. Wonderful smile. You're welcome, Prof. You're a real ambassador of Unical. Yeah. Thank you so very much. Please, a round of applause for DC again. The Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, DIG Udom Ekdom, and thank you so much for
holding this time, and we are so glad that you are the one God has appointed this time to celebrate the 50th anniversary of our dear university. Thank you so very much for all you are doing. I'm too clapping for him. You know what it means to become a pro chancellor. All the approvals the vice chancellor gets comes from him. Give him a round of applause again. Thank you so much, sir. Well, in case you don't know, I know. You may not know. I've been there before. So I have to tell you what it means. And of course, all the members of council who are here present, thank you so much for all the great work you are doing in supporting and giving this credibility to this great institution. I'm so excited to be here. And of course, the Vice Chancellor, the very first female Vice Chancellor, our indefatigable Vice Chancellor, a mother. In fact, they call her Madam Project. And let me let you know here, I was doing quite a lot of work study for the past 2 weeks on University of Calabar. Because the University of Calabar I left some years ago is not the University of Calabar I'm meeting today. And I've also done some work to see when she came in, the programs she introduced into the university, the projects she has equally executed, they are quite alarming and very heartbreaking and needs to be applauded here today. Thank you so much, Professor Florence Banku Obi. Thank you so much for doing a great university, for doing us proud. We, the alumni, were so excited and so proud of you that you are the very first Vice Chancellor, female Vice Chancellor, the 11th Vice Chancellor of this great university, University of Calabar. Thank you so much for all you are doing, and we pray that the good Lord will keep sustaining you. Now, I'd like to also appreciate all of the Deputy Vice Chancellors here present. Thank you so much for supporting the Vice Chancellor. You are doing a great job. And at Bar Registrar, you are doing a great job. Thank you so much for coming in. You're welcome. And let me also appreciate everyone here seated and all of the co-panelists here present. Well, in no particular order, you have all been doing for the Shibama. We call him the great Paul of those days. You hear his name, Shibama, everybody bows. You're welcome. And it's nice being on this panel with you and all of the other great and erudite persons here present, and our former Vice Chancellor, Professor James Ekoke. Thank you so very much for joining us today. Well, let me start. I don't know, is the slide up? Let the slide be up. I want to appreciate the great privilege I've been given to bring this, being the lead speaker, and to speak on this 50th anniversary celebration of our great university. I see I'm not qualified to be here. I was just looking at the parameter in which I was elected. Well, I'm seeing my very president here, the immediate past president of Nigeria Academy of Science. If I fail to mention you, it won't be complete because it's not easy to be the president of the Nigeria Academy of Science. I've just been elected as a fellow, and I know what I went through to become a fellow of the academy. Thank you so much for being here, and former Vice Chancellor of Protec and Federal University, Lafayette. Thank you so much, and you're doing that organization very well. We are proud of what you are doing, and also proud. So proud that you're also a great alumnus. Thank you so very much. Well, today I have 50 slides here, marking 50th anniversary of our great celebration. I mentioned yeah, thank you so much. So well, I'm sure, I want to be sure that's the correct slide, but it appears it's not, but I'll carry on. Well, I'm excited at this event, and I'm particularly excited that I'm called upon Yeah, I think the mic needs some adjustment here. Yeah, thank you so much. I'll begin by need to cooperate. Thank you so much. Yes, I would start by sharing just very short story. Now, I came in here to Malabo Republic, the project and Madam Vice Chancellor, some years ago, many years ago. And that was right 1994, 1995 academic session. I was a student here. Now, before I became a student, I never planned coming to University of Calabar, but destiny wanted me to be here. Now, I applied to the university, ABU precisely, Ahmadu Bello University, and to study medicine. But somehow, at that time, there was a major crisis at the Ahmadu Bello University. And that led, they had quite a lot of disturbance there, and the university was shut down for, I think, over one academic session. And somehow, after waiting for about 1 or 2 months, it wasn't forthcoming. So I retired home. And the following day, I said I was disturbing my dad, I must go to school. And he said, okay, well, we can't keep you at home. You just have to go to school. And what he did was to send me to, we went to Edo State University, now Ambrose Ali University, and where we went and they said admission was closed and I had to take a remedial form. Now, at that time, I came back, we filled the form that same day and I left home. I'm waiting for the admission. But the following day, I went to check the post office box because I have the key and I saw a letter to University of Calabar where I've been admitted to University of Calabar to study botany. University of Calabar was never my choice. So I'm trying to let you know, I think I haven't shared this anywhere openly like this, but I felt on a day like this, we need to know where we are coming from. So that was it. I came and I told my dad, said, okay, so what are you doing? I said, I will go. And he said, okay. And he started, arrange all the funds. Without knowing anybody here, I came here myself. Why coming? I said, but what do you know about Calabar? As a young boy then, the only thing we heard about Calabar people, they are this, they are that. So luckily I was coming all the way from my parents live in Kogi State then. I came in myself. I took the very first vehicle to Onitsha, from Onitsha to Aba, from Aba down to Calabar. Because I have found out how to get to Calabar. And I came. While at the last bus, I prayed a prayer. I said, Lord, help me. I'm going to a place where I don't even know. But right inside the vehicle, I met someone who said to me that University of Calabar, they have not resumed. They are just trying to resume, and you are coming. And luckily, he asked me, he took me to his house, to the uncle's house. And I couldn't sleep at night. I said, is it not where they said they are eating people? So how will I sleep? My God, I couldn't sleep at night. So, but I went. The following day, he assisted me to the campus. And here I came. I came to the University of Calabar and I was told admission was over. Matriculation done. So what do? I didn't know what to do. But all I did was to get the vice chancellor. While I was waiting to see the vice chancellor, I saw 1 or 2 other persons who also had the same issue, and we became friends. 3 of us. So we decided to write a letter individually and requested that the vice chancellor give us the opportunity to carry on with our registration. And that was it. Started registering. It wasn't automatic. I wrote, no response. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I was on campus and students had just resumed. I was floating, but I was dogged that there is something here in this university for me. Now, about, I think almost a month later, there was I got a response that the vice chancellor had asked that we go with the registration process. And that was the happiest day from my, from edge for me. Now, we were there. I registered, did all that I could do, and they were at the verge of writing exams when I came in. Had less than 2-3 weeks before examination could commence. But all the same, I wasn't deterred. And somehow, I was attending classes that were not even mine because I was a new student, nobody to guide me. At the new lecture theater then, it was then, we were there, attending classes. Sometimes I entered the class that wasn't even for me, many times, and until gradually located my classmates. And that was how life started. Now, how did you cross to biochemistry? I wanted to study medicine, but I was told medicine was impossible. Nobody changed to medicine yet. I said, well, no problem. The next thing was how I was able to change to biochemistry when I was going into second year. And that's how my journey and the trajectory of my life came to be. I'm just wondering, I had to share this background so you understand where some of us are coming from. We started here. No parent ever visited me here. No brother ever visited me here. Spent 8-9 hours on the road to get to my location. Professor I.B. Moore of blessed memory, Professor Eka of blessed memory, they were all my teachers at that time. Dosen of blessed memory, and many other persons within the department. So they helped me through my journey. And my desire too is that while Professor Ayon had produced a former vice chancellor, I also produced many. At that time, he was rounding up his PhD, and incidentally, my name came up under 3 supervisors, 2 professors. Then Mr. Ayon. And I decided to choose him because I could relate well with him. I think the mic needs some assistance here. So that's the short story I was to tell you, and I have many more of that. So let's quickly go straight into the topic for today. We're going to be speaking on this great colloquium here, and the title is University of Calabar and its contribution to national development. Unical has been a piece of amazing thing to a number of us here. A lot of us have different perspective about Unical. And to us here, while I was looking at it, I said, how many graduates has Unical produced? In fact, I lost count. I couldn't really say this is the total number because I don't have the data here. But I'm going to show to you today the amazing things, the development strides of this great university. Now, I'll be guided by this outline. Now, it was Nelson Mandela that said, education is the most powerful tools which any nation, which you and I can use to change our world. I'd like to let you know that University of Calabar is that education that we have used that has reflected in who we are today. Benjamin Franklin also said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. That's exactly what University of Calabar has done to us. It has invested so heavily. Has invested so much in thousands of graduates that has been produced, and it is showing in us today. Also, he said, no country can really develop unless its citizens are educated. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. That was said by Malcolm X. And Jeff Rich said, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. The truth is, there is no amount of price anyone can pay to be educated. And a lot of investment in us. Like I'm admonishing some of our
undergraduate students here
today.
That you are thinking you're
We're
going through
quite a lot here. But you are spending no. It is part of the training. Please go through. Very shortly, you'll be smiling for it. Now, it's also important that we know where university is coming from. What is a university? The Latin word of university comes from the universitas and meaning the whole. I'm taking us back to the history and philosophy class now. And it's an institution of tertiary education and research which awards academic degrees in several academic disciplines. And of course, university is derived from the Latin word, universitas, magistrum, es latrum, which means community of teachers and scholars. Universities typically offer undergraduate programs and postgraduate programs. And may also interest us to know that the very first university came from the Europe, and that's the University of Bologna in 1088. The very first that's come, but when they say university, the one that first used the word university, and where academic freedom became the order of the day. Now, let's quickly look at the real purpose of education. Why give education? Education, as you heard, enlightens. It sharpens the mind. I recall going through those biochemical pathways. Now, even if you're a doctor, your mind, your brain will come alive. By the time they expose you to those rudiments of biochemical pathways, and the fellow chemists are here, by the time they expose you to those atoms and molecules, your brains will be there. So basically, in summary, academic excellence, university, or the purpose of higher education is to provide academic excellence and learning where knowledge can be acquired. And of course, education brings about critical thinking and also relates to problem solving. And that's for personal development and preparation for careers and professions, civic engagement, social responsibility, research and innovations, and social and cultural enrichment. That's what brings about education. And should education be time bound? It's all encompassing. It's a lifetime thing. It's not you acquire now. There should be, we should be educated daily. The education may not just be formal, it can be informal. It can be an informal setting. But learning must be on daily basis. A wise man once said that, you know, if you want to live, whether you live for 80 years or you live for 20 years, learning should be a continuous one. So, trying to shift traditional economy to a more knowledge intense platform. The experience is a transformative higher education system that has much to do with development. If you look at what Unical said in 2018, that higher education and university in particular would serve as an essential technological innovation and long-term economic growth in society. And that helped to drive human knowledge resources. So we come here within the educational system to acquire knowledge in order to drive the human capacity development. It impacts on us. And that's one of the greater things that our universities have done, and indeed higher education and learning context. It helped us to develop the human knowledge resource space. And the higher education and the bring growth. Knowledge.
You know, they follow you go IDBA side.
According to the World Bank, and I quote, bring growth is efficient in the use of natural resources, in minimizing pollution,
That evening, you know, say,
impact, flexibility in
as I don't
countering
reach here,
natural hazards, management of environment and natural capital.
maybe you will come join me
That's
now,
what knowledge
anytime
is.
when you finish.
OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, has equally defined green growth.
That's what I've been thinking. Now, what do you think?
Promoting economic growth and development, while ensuring that natural assets continue to provide the resources and environmental
No, I never
services.
call them. I did plan say I go call them now as I drop your
Now,
call.
I'm saying here what green growth is national development, which is the basis of our crop here. Higher education helps to power the knowledge base, as you can see from this slide here. Now, really pointing. Now, you can see here, this is higher education. Higher education will provide quality human capital, which will help to drive total factor productivity and economic development, boiling down to green growth development and green economic growth. Now, higher education can equally help to increase the talent of people and for the industry also, and thereby upgrading the industrial structures and energy efficiency, and all also going to impacting on green economic growth. Or the knowledge that has been discovered can also be from the, can also be used to power the technical managerial skills and environmental preservation, and which will impact on that. But in summary, the next slide shows that there are three reasons why a university will exist. One, a university will exist to teach, to conduct research, and for community engagement and community impact and services. And now, I usually tell our students that we have, the whole essence of the university has no business if it's not conducting research. In fact, what drives a university is the quality of research that it conducts. I tell them, I said, I should be able to tell you when I come to your class, some of my new discoveries in my laboratory, some of my findings. Because what we are teaching you, other people discover them. And that's exactly what we are telling you. A lot of researches were done in order to be able to teach what has been done. And again, being able to impact the quality of our research must also be able to impact on our community. And that's what helps power a university. And that's the three ecosystems in which the university thrives. Now, let's quickly look at the emergence of Nigerian universities and the first generation universities. Now, you will recall that the University of Ibadan came into existence in 1948, but under the college, University College at that time, because at that time, during the pre-colonial days, we had two universities that were created and college, a campus of the University of London, at that time, and it was founded in 1948. Then the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, came because of a lot of issues that were pending at that time. A lot of issues arose, and the need to diversify and create more universities by the government came to the existence, in which the University of Nigeria was founded in 1960. Again, I'm also glad that I'm sure you know that University of Calabar was an offshoot of University of Nigeria, Nsukka. We'll come to that later. Then in 1962, there was also a need to equally create some regional universities to represent the regions, and that came back to University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, Ahmadu Bello University, and University of Lagos, Akoka. And these were the regarded as first generation universities. Now, second generation universities, there are 7 of them, under which University of Calabar was equally founded. Of course, this includes University College Port Harcourt at that time. It's also founded in 1975. University College, now University of Ilorin, founded in 1975. Also, University College, Kano, also came in 1975. And University of Calabar became autonomous in 1975. University of Jos, 1975. University of Maiduguri, and University of Sokoto. Now, Usman University, Sokoto. So these were the universities that were created as second and regarded as second generation universities. But let's quickly look at between 1948 and 2020. There were universities, see how universities were founded. Between 1948 and 1976, universities were created. And those are universities I earlier mentioned. In 1971 to 1989, universities were established. 1981 to 1990, 15 universities. 1991 to 2000, 15 universities. In 2001 to 2020, 58 universities. And 2011 to 2020, we only have 67 universities. But the question is, what would be the current number of universities today? I checked. It's at 48 hours ago when I checked. We have a total of 275 universities. And these are distributed as follows. Federal universities, 64. State universities, 63. And private university, 148. We take a chunk of this. I thought somebody is clapping. Like somebody is saying here, do we need all of these universities to function? We need more. But we need funding also to equally be sure that they are up and running. We are not just creating universities without adequately preparing them to deliver on their mandate at universities. Now, let's take a look at brief history of University of Calabar to remind ourselves on this 50. As such, in line with the 1973-1974 academic session with 154 students and a small cadre of academic, administrative, and technical staff. In April 1975, the federal military government of Nigeria announced that as part of the third educational development, established 7 universities as earlier mentioned. Now, how many of us have really gone through the logo of University of Calabar and have really seen the meaning? You know, some of us, the one we use, the logo has faded off. We don't even know that there is even a palm fruit inside the logo. Can we see that? The base of the logo is the manila, which is the traditional currency. The cowrie, which is another traditional local currency, is also found. The palm fruit is the major product within this area, particularly in the South-South region. And the poop is highly significant. And that shows our motto. You can see the motto of University of Calabar. And what is it? Knowledge for what? Knowledge for. And what are the colors? Now, they said there is a green color here. I've been trying to look for the green. what happened? Has the green faded off? No, it can't fade. And that's why our vice chancellor is wearing green here today. And that symbolizes agriculture. Do I still have Malabites and Malabites in the house? Now, let me say, Malabites, come on. Maybe we have more of non-Malabites and Malabites on campus. Now, Malabites and Malabites, they wanted us to say Malabites, not just Malabites. Because when we say Malabites, only the male Malabites we say action. All right. Now, Malabites. Correct. I want you to just follow me. Now, we can see here, I have decided to bring this up here, reflect, because the logo of any university symbolizes the authority and the power of that university and symbolizes what the university. You know that your university has a vision, has a mission, and equally has a philosophy. You don't know what you will do today. That's the whole essence of this lecture. Let's reflect back and let's equally look at how much contributions this great university has really done for us. Now, the University of Calabar is said to be a university of excellence that will produce globally competitive graduates and contributing significantly to development through research. Now, the question is, with the last 50 years, has this mission been delivered? Yes or no? I can't hear you. The question of another, what therefore would the mission be, is to produce high quality graduates like every one of us on this panel today and a number of us who are here today and globally across the world. Has produced high quality graduates and scholars in focal areas of learning with theoretical, practical, and entrepreneurial skills for the world of work in a conducive environment through quality research and teaching. The philosophy is the university is grounded on the pursuit of knowledge for enlightenment, freedom, and service to humanity. Now let's quickly take a look deep down on some of the programs within the university has produced in the last year. I was checking and I saw that the department has increased to 116. And I was even told today that there are even 5 new departments that are not even added here. Now, give a round of applause. Now, I also checked at the, because I had to do quite an extensive study, and thank God I've been a vice chancellor before. So those documents, I could easily access them through the national universities, annual digest document that is usually sent to us. And I went to look at when Madam Vice Chancellor was appointed in 2000 as Vice Chancellor to see that she took over, I think that's when the program was. We actually have 3 institutes, 3 academic centers, and 20 faculties, 1 college, 1 postgraduate school. And I also checked those projects that were executed in 2020, 2021, that's, pharmacy building, engineering building, and quite a lot of other buildings within this faculty that are now standing alone when she had Zoom here. And of course, with the work of the previous vice chancellor of the past 50 years, a number of things have equally, a number of buildings now here. For instance, I recall there. That's where the hosted the university and the law people. That's where the law people was hosted. Most of these buildings were not
so that you will jot it down and fill it.
We didn't hear when we went from, I was saying it was 5 things. We went from 5, I was moving from 4, from 4 to 5. I was converted. The only building you will see here is Chapel of Redemption. You're going towards the medical school. So amazing things have happened here the last 50 years, and it will celebrate. Infrastructural developments are amazing. So done assessment visit to some universities, both federal as NUC accreditation panel, visit those universities on resource verification. In fact, there was a time they sent me. Became vice chancellor. And I was telling them, I said, I'm really going for a secret. They told vice chancellor so me. If one of the oldest here, we will pay this accreditation. I said, you will pay if you don't do it. So amazingly, the university has progressed. And you cannot compare it with some of the universities that started within. I visited some of those universities, some of the 5 or 6 other universities that were created. But there's a one thing that baffles me, one thing, if you look at enter the city of Calabar, then is regarded as a niche. I mean, Unical has equally replicated them. And it's still very neat. Yes, we still very, very neat when you compare them to some of the different countries. I visited about 5 of these. One of them, some of them visited. Now, we have these programs, faculties that have also listed there for us. Let's move to the next thing. The next slide is the students, the population of Nigerian students, the output of science. Now, one thing that equally found out, I had to compare other universities here. I don't know if you're able to see that, and I was able to really bring out University of Calabar here. With some of the, this is in the investigation in 2021. And you will see here is 23%, and that's among the highest number of the when you compare to other universities as shown. The only university that is closely following that up was I think that's the Ekiti State University, which also has 23% also in terms of female encouragement into taking science programs. We can equally see the enrollment, see the total, we can equally see the percentage of graduates in science and technology. Now, another note here next is the total graduate output across some Nigerian universities. We can see University of Calabar. And for this figure shows 2,165 male and 2,145 male, making a total of 12,310. You will really see how the percentage of female that is usually showing, that graduate some of that. Here, the percentage is very close. And this is also what and what this means is the encouragement that the universities make towards female education, which is key and the key parameter that even the entire world is driving us today. Now, that time postgraduate output across, we can also see here that the University of Calabar, here as at this, I'm sure the percentage would have increased here, 794 persons graduated. Now, the next slide also shows the full-time undergraduate output for 2019 shows 2,828 at the ground total. And if you look at the total female here, it's 1,518 compared to the male 1,310 that graduated for that year. I'm sure the female folks are here. All I'm bringing out here is the development the University of Calabar has made towards the national development. I'm going to also see the diversity data room. Now, for 2020 undergraduate and PG student enrollment, you can see here, as far as the enrollment is concerned, and also check the data that I got yesterday for 2023. I'm also going to show it here. You will see how female has even the number of enrollment in terms of female is higher than that of male here. It's very real. Even my university, we have more males than female. is worrisome to me, even as Vice Chancellor, I was then Vice Chancellor, on how to strategically increase female enrollment. All right, thank you so much. So we can see the enrollment there. Now you can see here the 2023 enrollment. I just got this yesterday and I said I'm also going to show this here. As of 2023, we can see the next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide, next slide. Next slide, okay. One beyond this. Next slide. Now this is 2023. No. Good. This is 2023 enrollment by level. We can see here that 100 level, see the number of enrollment. We have more students here for 300 level. 300 level students are more than all other levels here. Now, if you look at the male to female enrollment for 2022-2023 academic session by gender, you can see across all the level, the female, they have. Now, what this has in mind is the fact that the University of Calabar has been gender sensitive and gender responsible. And they are producing more Malaprises than Malabites. Oh, Mr. Chairman, I hope you're listening. All right, now you can see again by program enrollment. See which programs are producing more. The Department of Biological Science or Faculty of Biological Science is producing more students here than all other programs here, followed by social sciences, and you can see for arts and allied and medical sciences, the management sciences, vocational and science education. Next slide, please. Now, this is equally the grade profile for 2020-2021. You can see here the total number of graduates that were produced here. Now, let's look at Unical staff. Okay. Now, as at the starting as at 2020 showed that we currently have a total of 7,681. But the one I saw, as I suggested, I'm sure this is not the slide I updated. I'm sure why that one is not here. It's not an updated slide. Where we had over 8,400 staff at the moment. But of these, 597 of them are full professors. This is quite encouraging as of December 31st, 2020. And of these, 456 of them are male professors. 141 are female professors. One of the non-teaching staff also, the same. We have, yes, academic staff, I think, have over 4,000 now, but this is showing 3,613. And the non-academic staff total is showing 3,700. I think it's almost 4,000 plus and 4,000 plus, so about 8,000. And the current data that is not being reflected here. Now let's quickly look at leadership trajectory of the university. I also took a look at our 11 vice chancellors. Now I'm going to do a quick exercise here. And you're going to tell me who was your vice chancellor when you were in school. If it's when you were a student, when you were a student. Now, you can see here Professor Emmanuel Ayodele was the pioneer vice chancellor. And Professor, who is here, who was, do we have anyone here? Professor Ayodele was your vice chancellor when you were in school. My good God, we have one person here. Wow, let's give her a round of applause. That's right, that's right, that's right. If you are here, oh, Prof is also here. Let's. Congratulations, sir. We have just very few. Okay, about 5 persons here. Yes, congratulations. Congratulations. You are still here, witnessing 50th anniversary today. Congratulations that we have the pioneer vice chancellor of the university. You were there when he was your vice chancellor. Now, number two, Professor Adamu Mohammed. Oh, okay, you also met him. Okay, wow. Let's see you, let's see you, let's see you. Congratulations. Congratulations again. Please try. Now, if you rise again, there's something went wrong. Now, Professor Isa Muhammad, if you are there, you was your vice chancellor. Yes. We can still see you were there. Congratulations. Now, Professor Charles Effiong. Wow. I think the population is increasing now, gradually increasing. It's expected. Let's see many of you were here at that time. Congratulations again and happy 50th anniversary celebration. Now, Professor Kelvin Oba Etar. Yes, I'm part of this group. We have congratulations again. Professor Ibarra Isu, yes. Yeah, the number is increasing now. It's expected. Then Professor Sia Supron, he is the 8th Vice Chancellor. Congratulations, all of you. And Professor James Epoke. What a joy this morning that Professor James Epoke is also on this panel here. Congratulations, sir. And he was the ninth Vice Chancellor from 2020 to 2015. And Professor Zana Akpabu was the 10th Vice Chancellor, the immediate past Vice Chancellor. And Professor Florence Franco Obey, the incumbent and the very first female Vice Chancellor. I'm so excited that you were still on seat marking this 50th anniversary. It doesn't come, it just comes once in a lifetime. Congratulations, and how blessed you are. We celebrate you, man. And you can see the pictures of the Vice Chancellors. Please scroll. That's the very first one. And the third one, that's Professor Emmanuel Ayodele, Professor Isam Mohammed, Professor Charles Effiong, Professor Kelvin Obaita, Professor Ivara Isu, Professor Kwasi Asukwo, Professor James Ekoke, Professor Akabu, the 10th. Now, these are the other ones. No, please, the next one. Yes, that's Professor Adamu Mohammed, Professor Isa Mohammed, and Professor Solomon. No, and of course, the current Vice Chancellor, Professor Florence Papo Opi. Congratulations once again. Now, what's another major contribution of the university to national development is diversity and inclusivity. Yes, I still have more time. I will wrap up very short. Now, it's inclusivity. How on earth do you think somebody like me will have the opportunity to even come to University of Calabar if they are using quota system to admit? I won't have that, but you can see the data here. 46% of student science-related courses are from. We have over 46 of them. Percentage of students outside geopolitical zone, we have almost 29 outside the geopolitical zone. When we say geopolitical zone, means that south. Outside, we're not talking about state here. We have nearly 29%. Now give the Unical a round of applause for this. Now, percentage of staff from outside geopolitical zone, zonal location is 8.1%. And percentage of special needs of students, blind, hearing impaired, physically challenged, we equally admit that we don't disagree, we don't discriminate students here. If you are physically challenged, you can still come to University of Calabar and equally get the kind of education that you desire here. Again, let's applaud this great university on this 50th celebration. Now, let's recognize and identify one of our notable alumnus here. And that's in person of Professor Effiong Eden Antia. Wow. Now, we're doing this today because he's the very first professor of Unical here. Alumnus, yes, alumnus of Unical that became a professor here. Is he here today? Well, he's been recognized on this book. He's here. Where is he, please? Congratulations, but we recognize you. You know, as Vice Chancellor, as the then Vice Chancellor of Covenant University, I was happy that I was part of those that the very first professor Covenant University. Did you get that? Meaning that our graduate returned back and they were on our list and became a post from the rank and became a professor. And just happened last year. So congratulations. And when I looked at it, it just took about 15 years since the university was established. Because he became professor in 1997. And 1975 was when the university is established. How many years is that? 17 or 18? Yeah. So congratulations, 22. All right, that's about that age. So we want to thank God for that. Now, what I have done here, please jump to the next slide. Next slide. This has been updated. Yes, it's also I checked on Wikipedia to check some of our notable alumni, and these were the ones I found on Wikipedia. Ruben Abati was a graduate of Covenant University. I'm sure you all know Ruben Abati. Yes, you come and give him a round of applause. He's a lawyer, a writer, and if you go to Arise TV, he's doing all he was here, he's like, oh. You hear him, he will always say that. So he's worthy of celebration and recognition on this great occasion. Minette Apple, who is an actress, we have a number of them in the entertainment industry. People, Agosine, Goswila Kabio, number 3. One person here from University of Calabar. That's the Senate president. We're so proud of him that he's representing here, and the nation has produced such a giant. And I was also looking at Virginia Askia Williams, who was also an actor, and they said she left before graduation. Isabella and Grace Folashade Paint, Motu Bison, you see quite a host of others here as listed. Then I was trying to do some classification here. Now, if we jump to the next slide, okay, before the next slide, good, just okay. Now, you may not understand the import of our College of Medicine here and the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital. How many of us know that there was no University of Calabar Teaching Hospital if Unical was not established? So, and what is it doing? It's servicing quite, a number of people travel from other countries to come and get their health services here at the University of Calabar. The community is also being affected here. Medical doctors are produced from the University of Unical here and get their training from the University of Teaching Hospital Calabar here. Now, one more time, let's give the University of Calabar a round of applause. I've also tried to do this here to know selected Unical alumni who are currently in politics and government here. I've done that. Here we can see Senator Goswila Kabio, Senate President, Senator Prince Utu, our governor here, the governor of Cross River State. We recognize him and celebrate him on this occasion because he's equally a product of Unical, and we celebrate him. Senator Itai Nang, former to the president, Senator Victor Nduma Egba, also SAN and former Senate leader, Senator John Owen Eno, and Senator Jarigbe Agom. We saw him on Arise TV this morning. And Charles Pokaga, technical advisor to the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, and Honorable Ben Kamu, Deputy Governor and Speaker, Dr. Okezie Victor Ikeazu, former Governor of Abia State, and Governor Oba Sani, Governor of Kaduna State, and Barrister Ifyo and Obhan, former Deputy Governor of Cross River State. Yeah, let's give them a round of applause. Sorry, this is not the updated slide that was uploaded, but let me also mention here that we equally have University of Unical alumni who have served as academic leaders, who have served as vice chancellors in the past, including myself as vice chancellor, previous vice chancellor. I'm Professor Eka former vice chancellor of Protec and Federal University of Lafayette. Congratulations, man. And the immediate past president of the Nigeria Academy of Science. We are proud of you here. And I'm told that the first University of Calabar alumnus who graduated as a professor is currently the only FAS that we have here at the University of Calabar. Do we have another person here? Okay, who else again? Sure. Okay, Professor Antioch here. Antia. So Professor Antia. And no, thank you so very much. Well, I'm sure we will have more because every year it's 10 times they select. It's a very rigorous exercise. Some persons have applied 5 to 7 times. They have not been selected. And to the glory of God, I applied once and it went through. And of course, Professor Anethiok Essien, former VC of University of Professor Charles Ugugu, who is also on the panel. He's the current Vice Chancellor of Maduka University. Professor Charles Esimene, Dean of the School of Postgraduate the Transport and Logistics of Lagos State University, and Professor Akan William, who was former acting Vice Chancellor of Governance and Dean of the School of Postgraduate. These academic leaders at the university, we have many more that we don't even know. We don't even know, but please forgive me. I'm also here. But this is where the center of gravity is. All of us here that we have mentioned here today, you are the one producing all of us.
Hello.
Give yourself a round of applause.
Good afternoon.
And
Well
selected
done.
Unical alumni in legal profession, we
Have
have
you done
Justice
my work?
IM, Justice of Supreme Court, Barrister Ikami
Hey,
K.
how will you go
Ade,
finish
SNN,
now?
and Barrister Joe Agi, and we have
How soon is very
our
soon?
own here,
What's the definition of the very
Barrister Paul Eshimomo. Thank you so
1 week?
very much. Many more, many more, many more, many more, many more. And we go, of course, we equally have some of our Unical alumni in corporate and business world. Ms. Ugochi Obi, head of X Academy and Nigeria Exchange, Dr. Chrissy Amida, executive director, sales and marketing, and Ndofelon Udo, and of course, Dr. Emmanuel Onyenuche, medical director and Waterfall Hospital, who is
Give me,
equally
I
the
know how
Lagos
to.
chapter chair. Many more persons here. Dr. ABC
Thank
Ojapo,
you.
founding chairman of Saplat Energy, Joseph Obuka, GTM, chairman, GTM Marketing and Strategy, MTN Nigeria, and Charles the Director of Corporate Services, Seplar Petroleum Development. I can go on and on here. To not finish if we have to start listing everybody here. And these are the many things the University of Calabar has done for a nation and indeed the entire world globally. I was sharing this morning at the Unical International. I said, the same way, they said, if you get to any country and you can't find any Nigerian, you better run away. The same thing I'm saying here, that if you go to any country or any organization, you can't find Unical graduate, better run away because it's not safe. So it's on this note, therefore, I'd like to appreciate the privilege I've been given to be the keynote speaker, the lead speaker on this auspicious occasion of this colloquium of our 50th anniversary celebration of our university, to appreciate the confidence that you have bestowed on me to deliver this within the time given. Thank you so much, Madam Vice Chancellor, and thank you so much all the management team, the chairman of the 50th anniversary celebration, Professor EU Ayo. Thank you so much for giving me free to equally invite me here. And again, all of my lecturers, the ones that have gone to be with the Lord and the ones that are still present, I celebrate you on this day. Thank you so much and God bless you.
Please, can we celebrate Professor Abiodun? Keep celebrating, please. Thank you so much, sir, for your detailed presentation. Let's be seated. Now we're going to have a discussion, and we have a moderator, so I'm not going to talk much. I'm not going to do anything, rather than now to invite the moderator of the session, Comrade Achibon Basi, Chairman of Nigerian Union of Journalists, to now take charge.
Thank you so much. The Vice Chancellor University. Vice Chancellor, University of Calabar, Professor Bankom, Obi, Florence Bankom, Obi. Thank you so much for giving me this privilege to give back to my alma mater in this manner. The lead presenter, Professor Abiodun. Thank you so much for.
Apart from the father, the mother, and the children, we have
the University of Calabar at 50, a center of excellence producing globally competitive graduates and contributing significantly to national development. Let's start the session with Mr. Basi Kobasi seated right beside me. You are in the entertainment industry. So share your perspective with us, Unical at 50.
Hello, everyone. I absolutely did not know that it was going to start with me, but doesn't mean I'm not ready. My perspective, Unical at 50. I'm just going to start with a brief story, of how I ended up at the University of Calabar, and I ended up there at University of Calabar Theatre Arts Department. It wasn't, at that point, it wasn't Theatre and Media Studies. It was just Theatre Arts Department. And I didn't set out to do theatre, but my father forced me to. Yes, he forced me to do theatre. And the moment I landed there, I realized the fact that it was a community. Once you get in there, you realize that you are different from every other person. That's just a simple truth. And legends, Professor Kaluka, a living legend. I mean, you can only mention him in the same breath with maybe Olaro TB, for instance. I met Prof. Chris Nwamo, so many lecturers who impact on us. And the things that we were taught as students of this great university are what have made us stand out in the society in Nigeria as a whole today. That's why we are different from people who graduated from other universities. The lead speaker mentioned a couple of entertainers, Kepe Beyong, Kate Shaw, there are so many, just to mention but a few. I want to just buttress that. The fact that these names are being mentioned 20, 30 years after they started in the industry is because of what was put inside of them as students. You will notice that the entertainers in the industry who left from here, who graduated from the University of California, are totally different in the sense that they are probably the most professional you will see in the world. These entertainers that you hear about or you see, watch on TV, in the news, I mean, the media, there is Ruben Abati, who also graduated from my department. You are not going to hear any scandal on their names. I challenge anyone to say that a graduate of Unical who is in entertainment has any scandal to his or her name. I challenge anyone. So we have actors, we have producers, we have musicians. One of the greatest musicians is an expert of this university,
His name is Inyanyambo. I'm sure that everybody knows him, amongst so many others. But just going to stop there for now until I'm called upon again. But I can assure you of one thing, that this university, that Nigeria, as it is presently constituted, will not be the same if not for graduates of the University of Calabar.
All right, thank you. Let me quickly say that Base Kobase was very lucky that his father actually encouraged him to study theater art. In my case, it was my decision and my family fought me. They couldn't stand, hearing that I was studying theater art. You know the mentality then about theater artists, but I stood my ground though. Okay, Dr. Paul Eshemomo, reflecting on this significant journey at the University of Calabar at 50. Let's have you share with us for 10 minutes your perspective on this. Reflecting on this significant journey, the University of Calabar at 50. For 10 minutes, you share your perspective.
Thank you very much. I do not know where to start because University of Calabar, like I said during my interview at the Unical radio, is like an ocean. You cannot measure it. And no wonder it was sited beside an ocean. The University of Calabar started like a mustard seed, small as a campus of UNN, with few students in 1975, as we are informed. But today, I can say without fear of contradiction that Unical is competing in every ramification with even the first generation universities in Nigeria. I am not saying this to flatter the university or the management, but if you go around many universities, it is not just the structure that makes up a university. The academic content is very important. And I've been a fan of the promotions that have been rolling out of Unical for professors. There is no month, I can't remember, for the past 8 months or 9 months or 1 year. I can't remember any month you will not hear that Unical has produced about 10 professors, 5 professors. It's only in Unical you have that. In most schools, to be a professor, you will struggle. And in fact, in some schools, it is easier for the camel to pass through the eye of a needle before you can become a professor because of internal victimization and all that, which you have in the University of Calabar. I think that is a great one. Looking at the academic aspect of the university, I am a product of law faculty, so I will speak more on law faculty. The University of Calabar Law Faculty started in a bungalow in main campus. We used to call it 3-bedroom bungalow. The last time I came around, I think I had a matter in the Court of Appeal, and I needed to do quick research. After so many years of coming around to Calabar, I drove to the bungalow, and I didn't see any person wearing suit. And I started asking, because the law library used to be a room inside the 3-bedroom law faculty. They told me they have moved to the permanent site. Where? I was expecting to see another bungalow. But when I got there, I saw one upstairs, a very big building. I said, is this the faculty? They said, no, this is just law library. I said, wow, law library, 3 times bigger than even the faculty I used to know. I think that is progress. I was also shown mute courts.
Before now, in my time, our lecture rooms were in New Library. But today, you have mute courts, you have theaters as lecture rooms, etc., etc. And in fact, I've been told that the current faculty of law that is sharing boundary with the sea is one of the biggest you can think of in any second generation university. I think that is a good one. Looking at the product, Unical has produced lawyers of lawyers. For instance, many of us may not know that Unical, one of the fourth president of ICC, International Criminal Court, is a Malabite, or is a Malabite, in the person of Professor Chile Ebo Osuji, president of ICC, that is International Criminal Court. That is a product of Unical. The University of Calabar Law Faculty has also produced justices at the Apex Court. Many of you may not know that, well, the lead speaker mentioned it along by the side. I was so happy because when it now came to mentioning law, it was just by the side. I want to re-emphasize it. Yes. So he left it for me, so I will dwell on him now. My Lord Justice Aki is sitting in the apex court of this country, the Supreme Court of Nigeria. That is a product of Unical. Before then, at a point, the University of Calabar, Nigeria needed a justice to serve in Gambia, one of the West African countries. And they looked around, and who did they find? A Malabite, in the person of Honorable Justice Emmanuel Akomaye Agim. Can we please say, we donated him as the Chief Justice of Gambia. We have had also contributed to international legal practice in the person of my Lord Justice Eunice Dada, the wife of one of our professors who was my lecturer. She was a judge of the High Court of Gambia at a time when the political terrain of Gambia, many were not ready to go into the swim in the murky water of Gambia in the last administration that transited to the present administration. But she was there and midwifed the administration judicially and judiciously. Please, can we give her a hand of applause? That is the product of Unical. Then I can go on and on, but the lead speaker had assisted me, had mentioned many names in the persons of Joe Age, the first senior advocate, and we have many more senior advocates of Nigeria produced by Unical. I do not want to delve into mentioning names because it will take a lot of time. Is it in the oil and gas sector? Unical graduates are dominating the oil and gas sector. If you go to Shell, you go to NLG, many of them are legal advisors in that industry. So the product of Unical, the journey of Unical, especially in the law faculty, which I know and I came from, they have done well. Now, I will quickly talk. I was asked to talk on Malabitic spirit. Do I wait or do I continue? Okay. I want to talk on the Malabitic spirit, which is my area of specialization.
All right, Dr. Paul, please hold on. We'll come to you.
Sorry, before they report me to ICPC, I am not a doctor. I am Barrister Paul. And the best qualification I have is GM. You can call me Paul Eshemumo GL. Do you know what GM is? Great Malabite. It's my best annexure to my name. And I feel happy when that title is given to me.
All right, Jim. We will come back to that. I understand Dr. Rita Ndidi is online, so let's go to her briefly.
Great Malabite.
Dr. Rita.
It's my best annexure to my name.
Okay, I don't know if everyone can hear me. Can everyone hear me? Okay, so honestly, it's quite unfortunate that I couldn't, come physically for this event. But
good to have you join us. Can everyone?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Like I'm saying, I said it's quite unfortunate that I couldn't join physically. Reason being that I just buried my father day before yesterday, so I couldn't have made it to Calabar. So sorry about that, but it's quite exciting that I'm able to join digitally, and thanks to technology. So from my own perspective, Unical at 50 is quite an interesting journey for me, and I see it as a journey of success. And I say this with all impunity because Unical has played a significant role in human capital development in Nigeria and beyond by producing high-skilled and educated graduates, not just in the entertainment industry like some of my discussants said, but they have gone above and beyond to produce highly skilled and educated graduates who have gone to occupy key positions in various sectors of the economy, in education, in healthcare, in finance sectors, in the government, and even in the information technology as it may be. And that is actually the field where I play in, which is the information technology. Somebody like me who read theater arts, I make proud today to say that I have done so very well in the information technology sector. I'm a product and proudly one of products of Unical. So everywhere I go, anywhere I go, I make myself, available and say it authoritatively that I'm a product of Unical. And Unical as a date actually they have contributed significantly in research and innovation in Nigeria and also outside Nigeria. It's in various centers where they have actually played so highly and focused in addressing key national challenges, such as poverty. And I know they have discussed something about disease and environmental degradation, because I came back to Unical to do my doctorate degree, and I didn't quite focus on other areas of arts. I went into environmental science and geography. So this kind of thing that Unical has been doing is the kind of collaboration which they have done with international organizations to promote research and innovation. So Unical at 50 have tremendously moved beyond what it used to be in the past. So I will say congratulations to my alma mater, because they actually have done so well to impact on the economic development, even for Cross River State, as the case might be. They have created jobs, they have stimulated the economy's growth, and also they've contributed to development in key sectors, like I have said. Look at tourism, for instance, look at agriculture, and look at manufacturing. So kudos and 100 bozas to Unical and great, great, great Malabites and Malabresses. I doff my hat for Unical today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ndidi.
Okay.
GM Eshemamo, let's come back to you.
I will start by saying, great Malabar! Great Malabar! Every action is reasonable. That is the Malabitic spirit. The second topic I was asked to speak to is the Malabitic spirit. If you check all the English dictionaries, whether Oxford, Black's Law Dictionary, and all dictionaries and lexicons, you will not find the word Malabitic or the phrase Malabitic spirit. But if you check the Malabo lexicon, 5th edition, you will find the definition of Malabitic spirit. But then, since I'm in a university environment and universities like by starting to define concepts, I want to define 3 concepts before going to the Malabitic spirit so that I can have a sense of belonging as a member of the academia. If you check the google.com, a Malabite is defined as a male student of Unical, while the Malabres is also defined as a female student of Unical, while the Malabo is defined as the male hostel in Unical, and I do not agree with that. That is the only aspect that I don't agree with. Malabo comprises of anywhere a Malabite is. Where 2 or 3 Malabites are gathered, it is a Malabo. Having said that, the Malabitic spirit is the way and the perception, way of life and the perception of every Malabite. We have a unique spirit, which you can never find in any society in the world. I stand to be contradicted. The Malabitic spirit is a tenacious spirit. Meet a Malabite anywhere. If he holds his ground, he will hold you. Whether the entire world is against him or not, the Malabite will stand his ground. That is tenacious Malabitic spirit. The Malabitic spirit is resilient. Because of what we have gone through here, you are molded. We are baked by the finest of professors and lecturers. By the time you come out, like the aggregate bread, every tongue will want to test you as a Malabite. So the resilient spirit of Malabites is unique to us. Malabites are resilient no matter the condition you place them, they will survive. If they fall, they will rise. I met a Malabite in court. I didn't know he's a Malabite, very young guy. He was arguing with the judge. The judge was angry. And he told him, sit down, my friend. He told the judge in a polite form, my lord, my client did not pay me to come and sit down. He said that, my lord, if you force me to sit down, how will I collect my money? So after the court, I came out, I walked up to the young man. I said, my friend, you are a Malabite. He looked at me, he's a great Malabite. I said, hey. I knew. It's only a Malabite that can look into the face of a judge and tell the judge, my lord, how can you ask me to sit down in the presence of my client? How will I get my pay? That is the Malabitic spirit. The Malabitic spirit is courageous. That is close to resilience and tenacity, is courage. Himself, when they give you that appearance to go to court, you can trek 1 kilometer, then enter bus, then so that you can have change to keep in your pocket. But my principal was not too generous with that. And I was the youngest lawyer in chambers. So I came and he wasn't giving. So one day I went to him and said, sir, I mobilized. Okay, let me not use mobilize. I spoke I spoke with all the lawyers in chambers. The oldest was 6 years my senior. I said, look, we can't be looking at this thing like this. We need to talk. They said, what do we do? I said, let's go and talk to him. They said, they can't go. I said, okay, me, I will go. So we go to the door, they stop, I knocked and I enter. My principal said, yes. I said, wait, sir, I came to talk to you. We came to talk. He said, where are the others? Because I can't see any. I said, they are behind me. So they now came in. I said, sir, I was just two months in the chambers. I said, sir, the only thing that makes us survive as union is this 15 naira that they pay as appearance fee. So, sir, why not be giving it? But why are you sharing? He said, is that why you came to my office? I said, yes, sir, with due respect. He said, my friend, do you know that I can sack you? How can you have the courage to come and meet me? In a subtle voice, I told him, sir, you cannot sack me, sir. I am a lawyer. You can only ask me to leave your office. Because if I leave your office as I am going with this, my bag, I can run into lock and somebody will give me brief that I will make millions. The man looked at me, his reaction, he started laughing. And he called later, he considered the 15 naira to us, then later called all his friends that knew me and said, you recommended one useless boy to my office. So what happened? We said the boy had courage to come and challenge me. They just laughed. He said, but the guy, I respect him. He has courage. That is the heart of a Malabite. All right. A Malabite has the spirit of solidarity. Don't touch any Malabite where there are Malabites.
Thank you. Thank you.
In fact, the law is touch. In fact, the worst thing you can do is to touch a Malabres where a Malabite is present, because our law is touch not my Malabres.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim.
So a Malabite can go to any length to defend a fellow Malabite and a Malabres to the last drop of his blood. That is the spirit of the Malabite, the Malabitic spirit. I can go on if I can use all the adjectives in the dictionary to qualify the Malabitic spirit. But this is the Malabitic spirit. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so we will be listening to Professor Ngozi Osahehe. I try. Speak to your perspective, ma'am.
Please don't bother calling his surname. You can just stop at Professor Ngozi. Yes, because that other one, I don't know who that is. But you and you failed. If you were in my class, you scored 0.
This is my first attempt now. Better next.
No more, we no more have carryover. A receipt, no more receipt, it's carryover. Thank you very much. It gives me such a great pleasure, as always, to be in my home. I tell people, like I said during the radio interview this morning, all I am today, whatever I am, is as a result of schooling here. And the close friends, including the one that didn't school here, but we met somewhere and became very close friends, are all in Unical. I need to tell a story. And that has further, that event further solidified my strong and unshakable belief in the Malabitic spirit and in the spirit of Unical. In 2011, exactly on August 3rd, I gave my inaugural lecture at the University of Lagos. The Vice Chancellor was there as my friend, and I got the shock of my life, including herself. She was shocked because she didn't know. When my then Vice Chancellor, late Professor Tokumbo Shofoluwe, started reading a letter, and halfway, no, this letter is for you, the inaugural lecturer. You know what that letter is? The then Vice Chancellor of this university, who I have never met, I didn't know him, he doesn't know me. The only thing was that he saw the advert of my inaugural lecture, full page in this day, and saw that my tertiary qualifications, BAED and PhD, Unical. He sent the chairman of Committee of Deans to come and represent University of Calabar, because he felt that this is one product of Unical that has sold the brand. So this afternoon, Professor James Ikboke, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for recognizing me without knowing me. That can only happen when you have the right leadership whose head is well screwed on. And that is also why I am saying that ranking alone does not determine academic excellence or the real impact. How do you quantify what Professor Epoke, letter to me, did that day? And it has never happened. University of Lagos once Unical has done you well, you carry Unical anywhere, because that is the ranking we are talking about. We must learn to remember, to pay back to our university. We must learn to do that. When we compare University of Calabar in terms of infrastructure with the 6 other universities, Ilori, BUK, Uniport, Medugri, Sokoto, Jos, except in the last 3-4 years, in terms of infrastructure, they are all far ahead of us, very far ahead of us. But what we have going for us is that spirit of we must remain relevant. We must remain relevant. If we want to use the 5 indicators of ranking universities against those other universities. I've gone through every of the rankings. Only one was Unical third among the other 6. They were all ahead of us, especially BUK, Unilorry, and JOS. I know my Vice Chancellor will be smiling about that one because she's an alumna of University of JOS. But there is nowhere in Nigeria and beyond that a Unical graduate is not in your face. There is nowhere. But the only problem I have, and I keep saying it, and I won't stop saying it, is that we don't have institutional loyalty. We have very, very poor attitude. We don't remember. No matter who you think you are today, the foundation was here. And if you don't want to accept it, it's unfortunate that you deny Unical when the time comes. We will deny Unical. How we can make money out of the whole process. Ranking is good. If it's visibility alone, Unical is number 1. If it's visibility of the 7 second-generation universities, there is nobody in Nigeria today and beyond that does not know the Vice Chancellor of University of Calabar. Thank you, Prof. Thank you. Just 1 second. May last year, she was to give 1 public lecture in Lagos. Vice Chancellors of other universities, many people came because the advert was heavy. They all came, they wanted to see her. This miracle worker. And how do we factor that into ranking of universities? Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Prof. The very next person is Dr. Abraham. Please speak to us on your perspective. Unical at 50.
Thank you very much, moderator. The chairman of council, the vice chancellor, the rest of us here and everyone. I have to say that I'm to be here live and you have all these that has happened in the last 50 years. The Malabitic spirit. I think wish there was an opportunity too for this audience to also know how the name Malabo arise. The history is important, especially for the young one. You saw that some of us lifted our hands when Professor Emmanuel Ayankomi Ayandele was mentioned. For those of us who had the privilege to be under him, the totality of the description of the Malabitic spirit by Barrister Paul is correct. Resilience, tenacity, unity of purpose, focus, diligence. Malabo arose out of movement to halls 4 and 5 and 6.
No, Mr. Leave.
The noise was too, she was shouting. Everybody was, the driver drops the came, the secretary came. I said, come get her from this place. Who are you? Emeka driver came.
Buildings. Toilets had no running water. No way to go to the toilet. No electricity. That's why as I came in today, part of the things we started with in Malabo were candles. We were supplied candlesticks to use to survive in our room. We metamorphosed into lantern. And I think that lantern at the entrance of the university must have been a result of that perception and symbol. Now, one of the vice chancellor, some of the glasses of that lantern seem to have been broken. Please restore the glasses of that lantern. Despite the challenges in that area, we will not fail to attend. We will walk across the cemetery. There was no road. All events took place in a table. And what happened is that during that period of time, some misunderstanding and challenge between Nigerians who were in Malabo, in Equatorial Guinea, and they were either asked to go or were passing through, they were IDPs, but they were displaced people. They were under stress. And so by the time they crossed into clause 4, 5, and 6, it was as if we were being attacked by the challenges in Equatorial Guinea, and those Nigerians were suffering in Malabo. So we simply said, our life here is like Nigerians in Malabo. That is how Malabo did. One good thing about clause 4 and 5 and 6, at that time, this Malabite come down, started from there, such that we dedicated ourselves to say, well, all that we know what to do now is to unite, reach, and succeed, and get out of this trouble. So all the tenacity and diligence was a product of such circumstance. We were in the position where, in those days, they used to say bushmeat. No bushmeat could enter Malabo. No female could enter Malabo. We said, fine, we don't need comfort. We don't need anything. Let us read. Those things determined a lot of things that happened. But that is a short history. I don't know about that. I was told in the letter that came to me that I should act like a prophet. A kind of prognostication of what happens to Unical in the next 50 years. What will happen to us in the next 50 years? Let me start with what Professor Ngozi has just said. In 2075, when Unical will celebrate the centenary, how many alumni will come in here and see a building like this to say that was donated by XYZ alumnus? That's something to think about. Journey to Unical at 100. We've heard about a lot of research issues here. And let me also derive a clue from what Rob said. Unical must aspire to create a culture, a character, an identity. What is Unical known for? We've heard all the good things, all the accolades. What is Unical going to be known for? So as 100, when you mention Unical, apart from spirit of Malabo, what else in the world development? 2075 is going to be just a few years to the 22nd century. What will happen? What will happen? What will Unical offer to the world that you are 100 years on earth? It has to start from now. Because the future we have today, you don't just walk into it. You create it and recreate it. So Unical, all stakeholders, alumni, management, students, government, and I'm happy the able pro-chancellor is here. The journey has started. Sir, you are very lucky to be the one to commence the journey into a very historic period to compare this philosophy, the psychology, projection of Unical at 100, and your name will be written in gold. something has to happen. We have to start from today to think of 2075. Let it be known that it was the team of DIG, and Professor Florence B.O.B. and her team initiated a very intentional program towards the next 50 years. I don't know how many of us will be alive to celebrate that. Even if you are not physically alive, let it be that something monumental will be left behind so that that life will be worth living. Okay. There's so many things Unical can do. Research. So Unical is at the edge of the marine circumstance, the marine ecosystem. Research can begin to think, let's go marine engineering. By 2075, let us have a Unical dockyard or shipyard in Calabar.
Thank you, Doctor.
From Africa, thank you, Doctor. Let us do that. Let us think forward. Let us think big on the whole. I share this opportunity. And that's when people stand bank management. I am a GM, a board barristers. I think we should. Because everybody has to get a lot of us. I will say E.T. Abraham, GM. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And lastly, we are going to listen to Professor James Ekoke as we celebrate our past achievements. Prof, let's have you speak to your perspective.
Thank you, Chairman of Council, our neighbor VC, members of Council, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I am going to talk on the contribution of medical school in the past 50 years. One great thing that happened to us was the choice of our Vice Chancellor then, Professor Ayandele. Immediately he was chosen as a Vice Chancellor, he moved to the US to recruit the best brains to come back. One of the institutions he set first was a medical school, after education and others. That was great foresight. In fact, I was just imagining, what of you had that foresight to do engineering at that time? By now, we would have had a wonderful engineering discipline. But from that seed that he sowed, he even went out of his way to go to the US, to go and recruit somebody that would come and head the medical school. And that was Professor Williams. The man came and he made sure that all the people that will be there were trained properly. By that time, I was employed into please. My friend was saying that the Moabite has the lion spirit. I said, why not? I don't know the comes of lion. That's by the way. So at that time, the Olufemi Williams trained some of us at the best places because he said, you are not a medical doctor. You are coming to teach my students. I'm going to send you to London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. And that's where I did my master's. It was wonderful. I came back and I cherished that. The college has grown from strength to strength. Right now, there is almost no part of health that is not studied in the college. We now have dentistry, we have nursing, we have physiotherapy, we have optometry, name them. And almost all of them are now they are now doing 5-year courses to bring it to doctorate level. The contributions are enormous. Do you know that right now we have over 2,000 graduates, medical school, our medical school. Of course, over 40% of them are outside. I once went to consult because he was going over. And I went there, young man looked at me and I said, he said, I'm from University of Calabar. I said, wow. That was the man that treated me there. I didn't even know. I just went by chance. And that's everywhere. Many of our people graduated all of, and they are the ones that passed this special examination IELTS very, very well. If the training was not good, they wouldn't have been passing those exams very well. So they were having very good training. I want to say that the medical school has contributed immensely to the healthcare development of the country and the world at large. One of our graduates in Australia, he has a hospital that employs 15 Indian doctors. Dr. Charles Meribule is in Australia. And you marvel. Yeah. Even when I did my pulling out at 50, at 70, he also sent us some good message. So I want to say that one of the greatest seeds that Unical has sown is the medical school. It has brought a lot of medical practitioners and a lot of manpower into the medical profession. Nurses, everything, name it, they are all there. And we have done very well, I must say. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much. Thank you. For 2 minutes, we are going to have Professor Ekaite Nang from the audience, Professor Ines Asiko, and Dr. Alice speak to us for 2 minutes, please. Professor Ekaite Nang.
Chancellor, University of Calabar, amiable Vice Chancellor, good afternoon, everybody. I want to take this time to appreciate our discussants for a very beautiful job done this afternoon. I am a proud alumna of Unical. I had my first degree, my second degree from this university. While I sat down there and listened to everybody talk, not much was said about research. And just recently, about Unical alumni, about 10 Unical alumni, or more than that, were listed among the 2% of best scholars in the world. And I want it to be on record today that we are not doing badly. There is a spirit of excellence that trails every Unical alumni. And that gives us the impetus and the ability, the grace to survive even when the situation, the circumstances are not very friendly. We are doing well. If you look at this side of the divide, apart from our amiable Vice Chancellor, 2 of the DVCs are proud alumni of Unical. We are doing very well. You see, the malabatic spirit, the other way I describe it is that is the spirit of I know degree. And they say that the people who know degree, they take them by degree. So wherever you find a Malabite, we take it by degree. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. Well, the protocol for today is already established, so thank you very much. People on the bench here.
I'm very grateful to come up here. I thought I was about to go when somebody walked up to me with a microphone. I think it's because I stood up when they said those who were here when the first the only thing I heard during our matriculation in 1979 from the Vice Chancellor's speech was educational myopia. Every other word was too complex, compounded for us to hear. If we speak grammar, mixed up with Greek, French, English, Latin, all put together. So the only word I remember was educational myopia. So we got here. I thank God for the Malabitic spirit. Today, I've adopted that prefix, to my name too. BM. GM. Okay, great. I am going to be attaching it to my name. My name is Dr. Alice Etu. I am presently in the University of Uyo. But when I saw the advert, I just had to come because I am so proud to be a Malabrese. I was here when one speaker, gave a history of what happened. We came in 1979 to witness what was on ground, how the Malabite acronym came, or what is it called? The term Malabite, how it came. There was great suffering. We that came in 1979 were here, we're privileged to be on the Etabo campus, but the rice factory was in Malabo. So you had to trek to go and eat, and then trek back. I was in the Department of Biological Sciences. We were so many in class. You had to go and eat lunch. Then you need to rush back to get a seat. Otherwise, you stand in the class. Our classes were in room 201 and 202 over here. And then, where am I? This is not over here. Okay, it's over there. So it was quite tough to be here, but we were resilient. We were tough. We were toughened by the situation of that because you just had to read. You just have to do it. And so we thank God that that spirit has kept us going today. In 2014, I was in Australia in the month of June. And I was shocked to see that about 3 Malabrese walked up to me and recognized me in Australia. The same year, in September 2014, I crossed over to Los Angeles and in a departmental store called Target. Inside Target, a Malabrese walked up to me and said, Alice, she put on weight. I didn't recognize her, but I've remained small. So she recognized it. So, what am I doing all over the world? I'm doing research. I'm going for conferences. I'm being called to come and present things. In 2018, 2017, if I can name them, 2015 through 2019, I was to every country. Go there for any event. I'll be given the opportunity to speak on behalf of my principal. And the whole governors of states and regions will sit down. So will be taking notes from me. Governors will be taking notes from me. Just me, look at me, I'm so small. So we have been to the whole world, the place. I could go on. All over. So is it Canada? Is it Mexico? Is it Colombia? Everywhere. And anytime you go there, it represents Malabo well. Thank you very much, Malabo. Thank you, Malabo. Thank you, Unical. Thank you, Please, this name will not change. We will remain with that name, the Malabitic spirit, the Malabo spirit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our amiable Vice Chancellor and other principal officers. Let me align myself on the already established protocol. I feel highly excited to stand here to be part of this 50-year celebration of University of Calabar. I'm a proud Malabite, having obtained my first degree in 1986, second degree, and PhD from the University of Calabar. So I'm a fully baked Malabite. I want to align myself with the definition of Malabar and all the attributes that Shimomo GM gave to what Malabar is. Dogged, resilient, courage. I started staying in Malabar, and at a point I didn't have accommodation. In Hall 2, there was no vacancy. I had to sleep under the staircase. I had to sleep along the corridor. And today I'm a professor. That is the courage, resilience that we are talking about. Let me speak to when you get to youth corps service. If you see the group of the graduates that make the greatest noise, or kind of not really noise. When I served in Gongola State in 1986, 87, a Malabite was in charge of the healthcare division. A Malabite was in charge of theater division. A Malabite, almost all the units in the youth corps camp were all Malabite. One thing I want to speak is the expansion of academic programs in University of Calabar. I'm not, let me say, I'm not afraid to say that I'm a product of the pre-degree program. Pre-degree started as pre-degree science when we came in. That time there was a kind of a discrimination. If you are a pre-degree, you were looked down upon. But proudly, those of us that came in, those of us that came in from pre-degree and also those that came from JAM, I was the best graduating student in that class. And pre-degree has migrated and matured and grown. Now it is a comprehensive program that you can now gain admission into medicine, into law, and into. So I want to use the opportunity to encourage those who are looking to our degree to please come over to Unical. It is one of the best programs that can accommodate, especially indigenous personalities from here. And so let's encourage and also thank my pastors for expanding the scope of pre-degree. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and God bless all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. As wrap up this session, I want to say a very big thank you to the discussant and our lead presenter. Thank you so much, Unical, for giving us this opportunity to sit here and give back to our alma mater. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Can we celebrate the panel of discussants? Please, you will still remain here for a while, please. We don't want to take you down. Is the head of the secretary, 50 here. Oh, you're welcome. Please, let's celebrate Ambassador Gabriel Ibo, please.
I want to do to appreciate the discussion. But I want to also correct one thing or inform. When the lead presenter was presenting, he mentioned some the person did not graduate from here. that does not stop the person from being an alumni of the university. I want us to understand this. An alumni is anybody who either graduated from an institution or schooled there, maybe former student. The person came to this, did not graduate. We bring the person in as an alumni of that. And by rights, this is an alumni. Anybody that holds a certificate of the university. So those who came here and did not graduate, if you know them, please let us have their names. They are our alumni. They belong to this university, and we can reach them and bring them in as we are marking the 50th anniversary of our university. Everybody, please, let's have them. They are members of this body. Thank you. And for this university, my degree is higher than you in Unical.
Thank you. Graduate of this university. Let me start this task by first acknowledging the only power behind the success of this event. He alone deserves our praise. Can we all wave our hands to the omnipotent God? Thank you. Here on earth and right, we have our own Father who is very much with us. Step out. I'm referring to the Chancellor and Chairman of the 14th Governing Council. Daddy, whenever you come back, please convey my appreciation to him. Behind the success of today's event is a woman who has already been described by one of the discussants as the most visible Vice Chancellor in the university, not in the university per se, in the whole of our country, Nigeria. And I'm referring to Professor Lawrence Banku Obi. You see, it is one thing to set up a committee. He set up this committee and he provided all the logistics. And of course, the outcome of that is what we have seen today. Madam, I cut my cap for you. For our panel of discussants, I don't just know the right words to use in describing all of you. As I listened keenly to all of you, actually something struck my mind. So I started regretting. I would have loved a situation where all our students would be around to listen, to see the product of their own institution. You are wonderful. Great ambassadors of this institution. I think we must necessarily create other platform for you to come back and interact directly with our students so that they know that these are all made in Unical. We are proud of them. Thank you very much. You know, your presentations were quite insightful, quite nostalgic, and thought-provoking. We still would call you back. As members of the 14th Governing Council, we remain very grateful to all of you for providing the necessary policy framework that have catapulted this university to a higher pedestal. I bow for all of you. The provost, the deans, directors, heads of departments and units, lecturers, administrative staff, and other members of this university. It is one thing to get the audience and another thing to sustain that audience. You all came in, you sat down, you listened to our discussant, and you patiently waited for this time. I think we need to applaud ourselves. Can we clap hands for ourselves? Thank you. To our dear students, you did not make any mistake, choosing Unical as your university of first choice. Look at our products. All of them are proud graduates of this institution. And so they are models. Like I said, we'll have another opportunity of bringing them back, sure, to talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we all arrived here joyfully. And I'm sure by the grace of God, as we depart from here, God in his infinite mercy will lead us safely back to our various destinations in Jesus' name. Once more, thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Gabriel. The Vice Chancellor, I want to take your clothes. Okay, you put beautiful. Now we are going to take, before we take the University of Calabar home, please, I would like to invite the moderator and the panel of discussants to please come to the ground floor here, where we'll have two different photo shots. As they come for the first one, they'll be joined by the Pro-Chancellor and yourself. And then they will have a second shot that will involve management staff up to where Professor Cabred is. And thereafter, we'll take the University of Calabar song, and any other photo shot will be outside. So may I invite the moderator, please? Can you lead our panel discussants to the ground floor there? It's not a solemn assembly. We'll just rejoice with them as they come down. Can we move some of the camera stands so more spaces? We still have other panelists coming, please. Any sense? So we have the qualified and unqualified photographers. What we are permitted. Just snap that quickly. Management staff, please stand by. Okay, management staff, management at BBCs. Please, council members present, you have to be part of it. We'll locate the space, please. Professor Jack name, Professor Biko answer. Dr. John Owen, Barrister Maxwell Oband. Please, all of us council members in front, please, can we join? There's a large photograph on his face. It's a fine one. We need some people the other way. Professor Basi Group is looking for support there. Please don't snap me or snap them, not me. I stand by. After that, I will go to ask immediately for Unical song after this photograph. Can you go back so that you can get a full view? Please, let's not fool ourselves. Please go back. Just go back so I can get a better view of this. Just go back so that you can get a better view. One more shot. Song, please. City of God, great. The Vice Chancellor, please.